Hi and welcome everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Raspreet Sagoo of Divine Sacred Soul, and I love taking people from chaos into creation by activating their soul's creative blueprint and helping them to get into their flow by finding their unique way of creating and manifesting in a way that actually works for them. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can change your energy to overcome fear and manifest a positive pregnancy and birthing experience that you actually desire. Now, I know that pregnancy and birthing can be scary for a lot of people at the best of times. And in this current situation that we've got going on with all the disruption, the changes, the uncertainty, it can be even more daunting, as the support that you once thought was available may not be available in the way that you're used to or that you were expecting, and it may not even be available at all. So how can you create a more positive experience for yourself despite all this chaos and uncertainty that you might be faced with right now? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 top tips that you can utilize straight away to move forward with actualizing a more positive experience, even in challenging times. And for those of you who would like to explore the concepts that I'm going to be talking about a little bit further, then I'll let you know how you can do that before we end our time together. One of the things that I know is that you can always use whatever's going on around you to support the rapid manifestation of your heart's desires. Even a perfectly positive pregnancy and birthing experience in the middle of a lockdown and a global crisis. It's totally possible. Let me invite you to reflect back on your life. You will probably find that it was all those challenging times that actually catapulted you through into something bigger and better. Even though when you were in the midst of all those challenges, it may not have seemed that way. The positive impact of all of that probably didn't come to you until later on. It was very retrospective, right? So please know that whatever is occurring for you right now, it's all perfect, even though it may seem a little bit scary right now. Because I am the kind of coach and facilitator that supports you to transform into the highest, truest expression of yourself so you can bring into fruition all your dreams, all your goals, all your desires more rapidly, with more ease, more joy, and more flow along the way than you ever thought was possible, let me share with you 3 tips that you can utilize to create that positive experience. All the things that I'm about to share with you help you on the level of your mind, your soul, and your body. So it's a really lovely holistic approach, and I also understand that we live in a physical world. So I personally love to add the more practical approach so that you can incorporate it into your daily life to create the long-term and sustainable results. So tip number 1 is to see beyond your fears and hysteria. Because fears can negatively impact you in many ways. Fears tend to influence the decisions that you're making and the choices that you make because you literally go into survival mode, both physically and energetically as well. And that can really cloud your awareness, and the resulting choices that you make may not be beneficial to you. So here is one really easy tip that I share with clients, and it's been successful many times when I've shared it, and it is this. Ask yourself, how can you cultivate your own form of safety and security without attaching it to something external that you might be used to? Because that's what's actually happened here, is that your feeling of safety and security has been shaken. And that is what's getting you into this state of fear. And so how can you cultivate your own form of that safety and security without attaching it to what you're already used to? Something that's external, something that's outside of you. For example, what kind of activities can you inject into your daily routine right now that foster this feeling of safety and security for you? And it doesn't have to be anything big or elaborate. It might just be something so simple like a cuddle with a loved one that makes you feel safe, if that's possible for you right now. And it may just be sitting in a bath with some relaxing music. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's a childhood favorite of yours that makes you feel safe. Whatever that is, it might be watching a funny TV program. Meditation is another really great way to relax and calm the nervous system and unwind. If you'd like a free guided meditation, I've recorded one to release stress and anxiety that a lot of my clients use, and it really helps them to calm the nervous system and unwind. If you'd like that, you can go over to my website, www.divinesacredsoul.com, and under the tab Free Stuff, you're going to find my Vault of Magic, and that's where you will find this amongst many other resources that you might find useful. So let's move on to tip number 2, and this is to clear the overwhelm. Overwhelm can really cloud your clarity and focus. So what I would invite you to do here is to check in with all the things that you're doing that aren't an actual priority for you right now. Check in if there are tasks or things that you're doing in your normal everyday routine that you might be able to delegate to someone else. Like, is it really essential that you do those tasks? Is there someone else that you could delegate it to you? Or is that task for another time? Could you park it for another time? Is it really essential? It needs to be done right there and then. One of the things that I teach my clients to get really clear on their priorities is to make a list of all of those thoughts and things, their to-do list that they've got swimming around in their heads. It's like doing this giant brain dump onto paper. And then when you review everything that you've written, ask yourself, what is truly important to me right now? What truly matters to me right now? What is a true priority for me right now? That's going to help you in so many ways. It's going to help you clear some of that fuzziness from the brain, some of that mind chatter that you might have going on. And let's face it, some of you might already be experiencing baby brain. So this is a great activity to do after you've delivered, or if you're a mother or a wife, or indeed any person that cares for another person, and especially if you're just a woman in general. It's a really good idea. And the third tip I have for you today is this: check in with everywhere that you've gone into autopilot. The chaos and the disruption may be unsettling, so use that time to check in with what things have you been doing on autopilot. Just because you felt obligated to do them, just because previously it's something you felt you had to do it, maybe there are expectations that have been made of you and now things have changed and maybe you no longer need to be doing those things. Or it's just those things that you've been doing. At one time, they might have brought you some happiness, some joy, but right now things have changed and they're no longer bringing you that happiness and joy. What are those things? What are those things that you're doing that actually aren't bringing you any joy or happiness in your life right now? And start to look at what you can let go of. You start to really cull that to-do list and all the things that you've been doing where you've just gone into autopilot. You're not even thinking about what you're doing. You're just doing all of these things. For example, is it really that important to have those clothes ironed straight away? Or would it be better to just iron them as you went along? And maybe for you, it is important to have them ironed straight away. This is about honoring you and your requirements. So if it makes you feel better to iron them straight away, fold them up and have them put away, then do it. And if it's a giant pain in your neck, then maybe let that go. Either delegate it, stop doing it, or change things up and just iron as you go along, at least for the moment. So those are my 3 tips that I have for you. And I have some final thoughts that I'd love to share with you about how these things are actually going to help you and how you can use them to create a more positive pregnancy and birthing experience for yourself. We've already established that you may be feeling disruptions to your normal routines, your everyday life, and that can be a little bit worrying or concerning, particularly if you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. So when you feel anything that pulls you away from that state of well-being, it's really important that you have some super easy tasks or activities that bring you back into a state of feeling good. So think about a couple of activities that do this for you, that pull you back into feeling relaxed, feeling joy, feeling happy. And again, this could be the kind of activities I described before: reading, taking a relaxing bath, listening to your favorite music, just watching a funny program on TV. The idea with all of these tips that I've shared with you is to practice the art of starting to align to the kind of positive experience that you wish to have. It's about you aligning to your natural state of well-being, which is joy and calm and serenity, believe it or not. I know that for some of you, it may not seem like that's your natural state of well-being, but I promise you that it is actually how we humans are naturally wired and how we function at our peak. We have learned through conditioning to allow our external environment and whatever's going on out there to derail us. But in truth, you can center yourself back into this space of alignment, this space of peace and joy and harmony. When you do this on a daily basis, it starts to recondition you on the level of your mind, on your physical and a cellular level inside your body, inside your very cells in your body. It will start to change the biochemistry in your body. And they also will help you on the level of your energy. And some people describe this as their soul, some people call it ki, some I Ching, it can be described as prana. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's essentially that life force within you. It is that very energy that makes cells divide. It is that energy that makes your cardiac muscles beat. It is that energy that allows the spontaneous fusion of two little cells inside your beautiful body to create life. I really hope that this has contributed to you in some way. Please know it is absolutely possible for you to get through this time with more ease, more joy, and more flow than you've ever imagined, despite what may be going on around you. You are more potent and powerful than you think you are. And remember, there is a reason why that little life has chosen you as its protector and its portal into this world at this time. If you'd like any more resources or you'd like to explore these concepts further, you can follow me on social media on Facebook under Divine Sacred Soul. I've got lots more videos around topics of creating and manifesting in your own unique way. And if you're not on social media, then head over to my website, www.divinesacredsoul.com. And if you go under the free tab section, you'll see my Vault of Magic, where you'll find loads of different resources that you can use that might contribute to you. So thank you so much for listening. I'm wishing you all the very best for your journey. Bye.